I've seen Better Man in theaters, the new musical biopic on the life of British pop singer Robbie Williams, but he's portrayed by a CGI chimpanzee. Here's my review. Before this movie arrived on the scene, the only Robbie Williams song that I had heard was his version of Beyond the Sea from Finding Nemo, and I didn't even know that was him until the other day. I listened to some of his other songs recently, and it's just not the kind of music I usually listen to. But the public perception around this movie, particularly in the US, has kind of caught my attention. I've seen some say they have no interest in it at all and they seem put off by it. And I've seen others who have already watched the movie say they enjoyed it or really enjoyed it. It's worth noting that critics have responded mostly positively to it as well. So after seeing the movie for myself and sitting with it for a few days, what do I think of Better Man? Well, I wasn't as enchanted by it as others seem to be, but I still liked it. At least I think I did. The movie has a surprising amount of heart, I will give it that. There are also some electrifying musical and dance numbers with dizzying visual flair and kinetic direction from Michael Gracey. The motion capture behind the chimpanzee is well integrated into the live action settings, and John O'Davies does a fine job as the performance behind the motion capture. But when it comes to the story, that's when I start to have problems with Better Man. Without the gimmick of the protagonist being a CGI chimpanzee, this pretty much feels like just a regurgitation of your typical music biopic cliches. In my opinion, Robbie being a CGI chimpanzee adds very little to the narrative beyond, that's kinda wacky, he's a CGI chimpanzee. It's an attempt at a creative and outside-of-the-box take on the music biopic genre, and while that creativity is felt in the musical and dance numbers, I think it's mostly absent from the narrative. We've seen a lot of its themes before, and although they are handled with care, to me, it's a lot of the same old, same old. It also doesn't help that there are some major lulls in the pacing. The movie has a runtime of 2 hours and 15 minutes, but it felt much longer than that. Overall, I don't think this movie is as bold or as fresh as it thinks it is. It's no game-changing masterpiece, at least to me. But at the same time, it's been 3 days since I saw this movie, and I'm still thinking about it and listening to its very catchy soundtrack. I may not have loved the movie, but that still means something. I give Better Man a 3 out of 5.